Yes guys, and welcome to another edition of RGHandhelds. Today we're going to unbox the cool device called the AYANEO NEXT. This particular model I think is the limited edition, having the little card there that's in the box, but we're gonna go ahead and check it out. It did come in a bigger box, but that's been removed. Nothing special in that box apart from this, which I believe is a pair of gloves for the unboxing. There you get a pair of nice pair of gloves for the unbox. We'll skip the gloves for now, as it might be a bit hard to handle, but let's get this open. There you go. So we're going to talk about specs as well, but let's get a bit of unboxing done. So this is the tag that you get, just a piece of the motherboard from the previous devices as a name tag, and I believe you only get it in the limited edition. I think there's a stand for this in here as well. We'll come back to that in a bit. So this is it guys, quick review. You all know it's running on the 5800U this time. I don't know if you can see the one in the background, the retro power, which runs on the 4800U. So this has a newer AMD Ryzen, still the Ryzen7, you can see there. Let's get this opened. So let's peel this off. There you go. Wow, that is impressive. I have to say I have had a little play with it already, but I absolutely love this device now. It's amazing. We'll put that on the side and we'll come back to that in a bit. Let's just see what we get in the box this time around. Let's take that out there, and then we have another. Might be a bit difficult to get out. There you go. So you've got this here. Basically, I think this tells you what you get in the box, just like a base template. So you can see there, you got a charging cable. You got the nameplate base just there. Your power charger. Type A to C, USB-C to USB adapters. You have a power converter to convert your plugs, power converter C and the B, obviously for different countries, and you have a power converter A also. So they pretty much got you covered guys, nothing on the back there. That's a nice little touch. Not too sure what's in here, but you got some stuff on the back here. So it basically says, we took the future across the gap of time and brought it back to the now. They integrated into the product, creating a brand new AYANEO Next version. Now is the future. We gave it concept of next, which represents the next. That is, it may be the next generation of handheld form, or it may be the next generation of handhelds. Well, I've got to agree with you guys there. You have done an amazing job. Not really sure how to get this one open without ripping it. I don't want to really rip it. So we'll leave that for now, guys. I think you have just the manuals in there. So like I said, here's your adapters. More or less what you get in the last version. You got that nice bricked charger. I don't know if you could see the specs on there. Let's give you a quick browse. So you can see all the specs you need to on that. Pretty hefty charger, 65 watts, you can see right there. Hefty little charger. And it's got even a USB on it with your PD type C. And obviously you'll put your adapter for your country on that charger. So everything's pretty much in there as I've described. So I'm going to take this box out the way just so we have a bit more room to play with. There you go, just put it on the side there. Bring these into the, that's the old 4800U there, guys. You could see that. We'll talk about that and the differences. So basically this is the newer AYANEO Advance. It comes in a few flavors, this one, but we'll talk about this particular one. So it's basically an AMD Ryzen 5800U. It's 7 inches screen. It's got 7-inch diagonal screen. Let's go ahead and power it up while we're talking about it. And I have noticed the fan is a lot quieter on this one, which I was pretty impressed. Let's zoom in a bit more on that. Yeah, the fan is actually a lot quieter, which was a lot better and quieter than this particular version. I found the fan to be quite loud on that version, but there are ways to make the fan actually quieter. Sorry about the screen, guys. Got a bit of sunlight going on in the video. So basically, let's talk through the specs. So like I was saying, you got the new triggers here. I believe they've got new Hall sensors built into these, which make them a lot more accurate in your gaming. You got the new power switch there with a touch sensor. So when I just logged in, right here, you've got your touch sensor there for extra security, obviously. This has Wi-Fi 6 built in, Bluetooth 5.2 also, which is always a bonus. The best part that I really like compared to the older version is these joysticks. I have to say the joysticks are modular. You can actually replace them. They just screw off and you can buy different designs, which is extremely impressive. I have tried some games with this and I find them extremely accurate to use now compared to the last versions. So let's zoom out a bit here so we can see everything. Yeah, I actually find them extremely comfortable to use compared to the older AYANEO, which is amazing. We'll go through that again in a bit. Also, it has a 2 motors in the side, linear x-axis motors, I know. So when you're gaming, you can really feel the vibration intensity in each side. One might be more intense than the other side depending on the game, and I think that's a pretty cool feature as well for the device. And we have this particular one has, I know, a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD in it, which is the biggest you can get, you know, to put your games on. I actually did go ahead and split the drive, as you could see there. Don't know if you could see because of the light. So I split the drive in 2, so I could put games on one and let Windows sit there on a 500 gigabyte partition, which I always prefer. So again, 16 gig of RAM in this, guys, but you can get the higher tier model, which will give you 32 gig of RAM, which personally I think is overkill for, but you know, the more RAM you have, the better you are. Maybe you like to use in desktop mode, do some video editing on it or something. That's when your 32 gig will come into play. And there are newer games now that actually allow you to use all that 32 gig of RAM, but not many out there, guys. So it's got a 47 watt long battery, It's a pretty hefty battery in here, guys. It's got 2-channel speakers. There's your speakers there, and I have to admit they actually sound really good on this one. I'm pretty impressed compared to the older AYANEO. The speakers are actually a bit better, so impressive, guys. You got your standard Type-C at the bottom there, which you could use for charging, and I presume it does data as well. One thing I noticed on the front face, they've cut down to 2 buttons on this side and 2 buttons on this side. We have a look at the retro power. You can see all these other buttons on the side. Now, to be honest, personally, myself, I find this setup better because it could get a little confusing pressing these buttons. I noticed you're not really sure what some of the buttons actually do sometimes, but this is good. It's straight to the point. You know what's what. Multitasking start. These act as start and selects. This controls your AYANEO space and minimizes it. And this is your task manager button, which is pretty simple, easy to understand. You know, I presume some people did get confused what all these other buttons were doing. So that's also a very good welcome thing there. So the grip on this, let's talk about the grip. It's designed on a controller, I believe. You can see the grip there. It's extremely comfortable to hold. I like the shape. It's pretty cool. It's nice. It feels good in the hand. You know, it's a lot more comfortable than the retro power there. So like I said, it was based on a classic gamepad. So the CPU, you know, guys, it's using Zen 3 architecture, the Ryzen 5000 series mobile processors. So that's a pretty good improvement over the last 4800U that we have here. Let me just come back on the Hall sensors. So as I was saying, this is basically the first controller to actually use Hall sensors on the back, which has less physical components, so they won't get worn out over time. You don't get any drift issue either, you know, so that's a pretty decent upgrade there. These are now removable with a modular design. So as a player, you can choose to replace these freely, quite easily. They just simply screw off. That's pretty cool to me. Whereas the older one, you're limited to just these switch style sticks, which to me are okay for certain things, but if you want true competition gaming, this is the way to go. So like I say, you won't get any drift on these guys. I've not noticed any drift at all. So that's a good little thing, guys. They are detection Hall sensors. Let me just get to the next part. So basically it comes with AirSpace. You all know AirSpace, which is a cool little thing. That lets you control all your Steam collection and lets you adjust certain things and parameters for your TDP, which is pretty good. So outside of the device, again, touch sensor and the power button now built into one. Volume control buttons up and down. You got your 3.5 headphone jack. They have cut down to one Type-C, I've noticed, on the top now, whereas the last one you can see there had 2. That's one thing I noticed, but I'm not missing it, to be honest. So you know, that's not much of a loss there. So like I say, this one's got 16 gig of LP DDR4 times dual channel memory, which runs around about 4,266 megahertz for its main frequency. 60 watt PD fast charger type C, which will give you a charging right at the bottom there. Probably run for between 2 to 6 hours, depending on your gaming, that is, guys. You know, depending on what you're playing. So it's got type C functional, fully functional for both ports, and a 3.5mm audio jack that you see right here, like I said earlier. Right, and it comes, I know, in 3 flavors. So this is the AYANEO NEXT Advance, which is the limited edition. When I mean the limited edition, I think you have this sticker here, which you can peel off, I believe. So this has some information on it. You can see there, serial number, and it says 2 terabyte on it. Let's just see what's behind here. If we peel it off, maybe nothing. No, there is nothing on the back there. So that can actually stay on the back there. And this is your venting with your fan behind there, which is pretty cool. Down the sides you have nothing. Down this side you have nothing. I will link all the links you're going to want in the description, guys, so you can see the different specs. The D-pad feels nice on this one as well, as does the D-pad on the last versions. Right, CPU wise, this has got the 5800U in, guys, but you can buy the AYANEO Next and the AYANEO Next Pro, which have the same chip, but it's got the 5825U in. Now the only difference between that and the 58U is purely 100 megahertz, which is not a huge difference. You know, maybe some of you guys might want the higher spec one because it's 100 megahertz faster. To be honest, you're not really going to notice it unless you really push the device. But to be honest, 5800U is more than enough, and I find it very smooth for gameplay now compared to the 4800U. So I will be doing some videos of actual gameplay on these devices and comparing them both a bit later on. This is purely just discussing about the device and for the unboxing. So yeah, like I say, the base clock on this one will be 1.9 gigahertz, max is 4.4 gigahertz, and then on the AYANEO Next and the Next Pro, you're looking at a base of 2 gigahertz max, which will go up to 4.5 gigahertz max on them 2 devices. So you could see there's only a 100 megahertz difference in the clock speeds between them. They both got 4 megabyte L2, 16 megabyte of L3, so that's all the same. And the AMD Radeon Vega 8 in all of them, 16 gigabyte of LP DDR4 in all of them, but the higher tier model you can get up to 32 gigabyte should you need that much. That's entirely up to you, personal preference. This one's got a 2 terabyte SSD, guys, but the other model, AYANEO Next, comes with a 1 terabyte, and I know 2 terabyte for the more advanced Next Pro again. 7-inch screen, guys, again. It's the IPS screen LCD. We got a res of around about 1280 by 800 with a 5-point capacitive touchscreen where you can touch up to 5 points with your fingers. And them sensors, guys, Hall sensors on the joysticks and on the triggers for that accuracy in gaming, which I think is amazing, and it It's a huge step up from the older AYANEO, purely because I've actually gamed on this, and I have gamed on this. I find this incredibly accurate when I'm gaming now. You know, you're down to the millimeter on your accuracy when you're turning in games or you're making a move. It's just incredible. It's hard to actually explain it. You need to experience it, to be honest. But it made a huge difference with these. Yeah, so you have the fingerprint unlocked awake touch up as well. Again, the battery is 41 milliamp, 3.85 volts, and you have 3 of them Leon battery in there. Full Type C, 2 Type C ports. You got a PD 3.0 display port as well, so you can actually use that for display port as well. It will give you around about 4K 60 frames per second, and your 3.5mm jack. And you got exclusive colors to each of these. This being the orange and white version, which I really do like. There's no telling. I don't think this one will go yellow over time. It doesn't feel like it will, and I hope it don't. But it's very silky and smooth, which is a good little thing. So that's basically enough of the specs, guys. That was a quick rundown on the specs. Sorry to bore you with all that. So yeah, this is the AYANEO. We can go ahead and just fire a game up, just so I can show you how I'm liking the accuracy of these joysticks. One of my favorite games, Outrun Coast to Coast. This is the PC version, by the way, not emulated. So let's just wait for that to load up. Get a quick zoom in on the screen so you can see. Single player. Let's go SP mode. Maybe a bit hard to see the screen, guys. Got a bit of sunlight going on here. Sorry about that. I just want to show you the controllability of this.
Outrun mode.
I will be doing more videos again shortly, just showing mainly PC games running on this, and showing the power of it. So I'm using the back trigger buttons, the accelerator, and my brake. The accuracy on the triggers are now amazing. I really like it compared to the one you see in the background. One of my all-time favorite games, the Outrun Coast to Coast. So much accuracy you have now on the triggers. Really digging it. Kind of hard doing a video and playing at the same time. So do excuse my crashes. I'm just gonna complete a quick round and that's it, guys. So that's basically a quick round. You can exit using this button here. There you go, which will bring you out. I was talking about Space, which is built into the system. You need to maybe register a one-time registration where you just send your email address and put in the confirmation code. But then you'll be presented with this interface, which if you bring it up directly, I think here, there you go. You have this interface, which I think is pretty cool. your whole collection of games will, I haven't actually put mine on here yet, but all your collection will come up on here. And then games, you got a section here with all your games, and you have an assistant here which basically lets you control different aspects of the thing. You can check out hardware information here, your software here, your RAM, your fan speeds, your processor, and you know, you can even update your firmware on the device from here. When I mean firmware, I'm talking about firmware for the joystick triggers. I've already done it, otherwise I would have showed you. It's pretty simple. After the update, I found these to become very, very accurate indeed. I did have an update message, you know, and this one just will quickly minimize it to the task, and you can recall it back anytime just by pressing that big button. I think that is so cool. Like, I always keep it in 5 watts when I'm on desktop because I don't need to use more than 5 watts. Now, if I was to start gaming, and that was outrunning 5 watts we were playing, which is more than enough for that game because it's quite an old game. If I were to play a more demanding game, I might want to step it up to 15 watts, 20 watts, and so on. You can control your fan speed here, guys, and your resolution for different games. So that's pretty cool. Put the brightness up max. That's max brightness. Like I say, we're in the sunlight, so we are getting some glare, and I have put a screen protector on here, guys. I didn't actually get one in the box, but I have gone ahead. I did have one left over from this little guy in the background. They sent me out 2 last time, so that was a lucky call. I actually had one. So I'm really digging this, guys. I will do more videos soon. Let me know what you think of this AYANEO Next. I'd love to hear your comments about it. Do you have one? Have you bought one? Are you going to buy one? You know, let us know. All the links will be put in the description for the video, and where you can buy this on IGG right now. I want to say a huge thanks to Arthur Zhang for getting this out to me. I really appreciate it, Arthur. You've done an amazing job on this. I'm really digging it compared to the older model. I still do like my retro power, guys. I do love this thing, just for a quick blast on a game here and there. But this will be for my ultimate experience in gaming. We'll put my PC collection on here, and we'll do videos showing some gameplay shortly. But yes, that is the AYANEO Advance, guys. A beautiful handheld. I highly recommend it. You go out and check their website where you can actually purchase it. It comes in the 3 flavors I've told you, but it also comes in different colors which you can choose online. There's some great colors. I know they've just done a navy blue and black, I think, which look amazing. And that was Arthur's latest update that I saw not too long ago. So there you have it, guys. The AYANEO Next, running the 5800 AMD chip as to the older 48. Hope you liked the video, guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you soon.